Hi. So today I'm going to summarize the article Parent-Child Privacy Boundary Conflict Patterns During the First Year of College, Mediating Family Communication Patterns and Predicting Psychosocial Distress. This was written by Andrew Ledbetter in 2019 and was published in the Journal of Human Communication. So I'm first going to discuss the general description of terms used in the study. Then I'm going to discuss the participants in the study and the study method. And then I'm finally going to discuss some of the important findings and takeaways of this study. So for the first term that I want to discuss, I want to talk about communication privacy management theory, or CPM. This was theorized by Petronio in 2002. This basically says that disclosure is not necessarily uncovering part of yourself, but is rather a communicative and rules-based process that people conceal and reveal private information. So, and it basically says that privacy boundaries are created, maintained, reshaped, and violated through communication. And parents and children must continually readjust to these changing privacy boundaries, which opens you up to possible boundary turbulence. The next term that I want to discuss is family communication patterns theory, or FCPs. Basically, this states that families create co-orientations. Co-orientations are a situation where two or more individuals focus on all their cognitive attention on the same object, in their social or physical environment, and then form beliefs and attitudes surrounding that object. So, Ledbetter is focusing on two distinct dimensions for FCPs. He's focusing on conversation orientation and conformity orientation. So the next term I want to discuss is psychosocial distress. This is the unpleasant emotions or psychological symptoms that an individual has when they're overwhelmed, and this usually negatively impacts their life. So Ledbetter is looking at this from the lens of privacy invasions in from parents to children. So parental privacy invasions are often associated with greater conflict and diminished satisfaction in the relationship, according to Ledbetter. And then the last term I want to discuss is boundary conflict patterns, or BCPs. This was also theorized by Petronio in 2002. Basically, this BCPs are a part of the communication privacy management theory, or the CPM theory that I discussed earlier. And there's four patterns. There are combative relationships, guarded relationships, surrendered relationships, and trusting relationships. And what BCPs usually do is that as the child grows up, and their desire for autonomy and independence grows throughout childhood and adolescence, their BCPs and relationship levels to these BCPs should adjust. So let's now talk about kind of the study and the population of the study. The study was sent out and conducted by first year, not conducted by, but sent out to first year college students enrolled at the same mid-sized rural public university in the United States Midwest. There was a total of 482 participants, and the mean age for these participants was 18.4 years old. So most of them were female, being 73.7%, and most of them were white or Caucasian, being 94.2%, I believe. Um, the study method, there were three phases of the study. There was an email sent out with a questionnaire on week 12, no, week 1, week 12, and week 24 of the study. And the questions were easy yes or no questions like, I usually disclose information to my parents. I often lie to my parents. Things like that that they can answer very easily. So the important findings and takeaways of the study that I want to discuss was first the purpose of the study. This study sought to test the extent to which privacy invasions and defenses function together to predict the well-being of a relationship between a parent and child, and then also the extent to which invasive and defensive behaviors mediated the association between family communication patterns and psychosocial distress. So the first finding was that there was an advancement of this conceptual space of BCPs in parent-child relationships. So basically, this theory from 2002 was greatly supported in this study. So they formatted the study and were able to identify if certain individuals were in combative relationships, guarded relationships, surrendered relationships, or trusting relationships. So according to Ledbetter, the practical implication of these findings may be that parents should exercise caution about intervening in their child's life, especially when the child tolerates such interventions. And then finally, the last finding that I found was that family communication patterns, or FCPs, are predictors of boundary communication patterns. So, according to Ledbetter, consistent with previous research indicating that privacy management practices arise from the broader family communication environment, FCPs likewise emerged as a predictor of parental privacy invasions and children's privacy defenses. So, in conclusion, today I discussed the study conducted by Andrew Ledbetter in 2019 called Parent-Child Privacy Boundary Conflict Patterns During the First Year of College, Mediating Family Communication Patterns and Predicting Psychosocial Distress. And I discussed the general description of some terms that were used in the study, as well as the population and study method. And then I finally discussed the purpose of the study and the main takeaways that I found from the study. Thank you so much.